Hey, what's up? This is Joe. This video is going to take you on a school bus ride from Montana back to South Dakota. Sorting out yet another cam chain tensioner issue with my NC750X.
There it is.
Meeting up with the legendary figure in the motorcycle world.
At one point I was crossing the country 6 times a year, going to different rallies.
Riding around the Black Hills. And settling in for another delicious episode of the Vagabond Gourmet. After Dave and I rode the Beartooth and Chief Joseph highways, my bike was again acting up and making a horrible racket. Yeah, and I think once we strap it down,
I think we'll be all right. Yeah, we'll figure out we're gonna be using the bench seats to strap and stuff.
yeah, since he still had some room in his school bus, he offered to give me a lift as far as Sturgis. So we're back out here on the Crow Reservation. We had a bumpy mile or so coming down the gravel road. So once we got to Red Lodge, we kind of checked all the straps, added some straps. So at this point, the bike seems solid. We're just gonna keep driving across the Crow Reservation into the Northern Cheyenne Reservation, and then ultimately through Belle Fourche and down to Spearfish.
It's a refrigeration unit for an oil field, and what it does is it cools the oil, but it also it weighs 480,000 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, it came from Minneapolis. It's going to Canada.
No kidding.
Yeah. Wild, wonderful Wyoming.
This bus, I gotta say, rides like a dream, especially, you know, even the bumps that we're encountering on this kind of not perfect road. Who did you say did your rear end?
Ben from Boots and Hanks up in Granville. He knows rear ends. Well, I tell you what, we went from 563 rear ends to 488, and it's perfect. I get like 13 miles to the gallon, and it drives 75 miles an hour to interstates. Keithman bus down in Chambersburg, and Josh and his boss, I think Marianne, the bus has been great. I've taken it from Pennsylvania to South Dakota, Montana, back to South Dakota. I have 2 bikes in the back, all my gear. It's really worked out beautiful. It's been a lot of fun.
Alrighty, here's good old Belle Fourche.
Oh, is that where we're at?
That's where we are. There's the big mill.
Well, are you going to go, buddy, or what?
Kind of a neat little town. All right, so these are the digs for the night. We made it as far as Belle Fourche, and Dave's got himself a room in this hotel, and I told him I would be just as comfortable sleeping in here. So I got this little battery operated light, which is really cool. Gonna twist those around in all kinds of different configurations. Got this pretty nice little sort of bench area that looks like it'll be pretty comfortable. Actually a pretty phenomenal night of sleep in the school bus. A couple things need to pick up along the way. Get some Honda coolant from the Honda shop in Spearfish, supplies, food and water and stuff like that to take back to camp. My feeling with the bike was that the cam chain tensioner had probably failed again. So once we unloaded the bikes, I made camp and started calling around for another one. after talking to several people and listening really intently to this motor, it sounds like it's the camchain tensioner again. The real pain in the balls about this whole thing was actually finding one, whereas the last one that I put in, like 2,000 odd miles ago, I was able to get it almost overnight. After scouring the internet, I was finally able to find one in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Those guys are nice enough to ship it overnight, so hopefully be taking care of this pretty soon. Here's one of Joe Sparrow's bikes. He's got these crazy fucking handlebars with all these articulation points. He can set them up exactly the way he wants them. He's got it kind of outfitted with all kinds of little doodads. And
here's a little light that I can, if I want to look at my map or whatever, at nighttime, it does light, it does red flashings, which I used when I broke down one time on the highway at night for the tow truck guy to come and find me.
Right.
Find me easier. And I keep a large dial thermometer on here so I can watch for black ice. Or if I cook anything, I know what temperature to go to.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
So I try to make everything dual purpose.
It's a dual purpose deal.
Yeah. I use a throttle rocker that a lot of them are just flat that hurt your hand.
Yep.
Which is fine if your thumb's up here.
Yep.
But when you pull your thumb down here, you want it to fit the curvature of your hand. It doesn't hurt your hand. And I run one on the left just to keep from getting that gorilla grip on the bar and your hands go to sleep.
Yep.
So you don't want to hold the bars tight. You want to always keep a loose grip on them.
So you keep your headphones plugged into that?
Yeah.
And so that's always got a charge on it.
Always charging.
And you can do your phone at the same time.
So the phones now, they don't have a RCA plug on them anymore.
Yeah.
So you got to run this adapter.
Yeah. Wow.
I keep a couple pair of sunglasses in here, different shades, yellow, white, brown.
Yep. Good old Katie's.
Keep my snacks right here so I can constantly eat food going down the road.
That's important.
I like to keep grapes in there because grapes give you that instant energy and juice at the same time.
Yeah.
First aid stuff in here. Carry aspirin in case somebody has a heart attack, which happened.
Really?
Laconia 2 years ago.
Maintenance intervals right there.
Yeah, and that's my tape's coming off.
Probably got to update those, don't you?
Yeah, I didn't update that actually. I keep a little pair of scissors in here if I have to.
Scissors are good.
If I have to open up a snack bar or something, and it's a nose hair trimmer so you don't stab yourself, which is nice if you're going down the road and you got that one hair on your eyebrow that's fucking bothering the hell out of you. I got a little pinhole in my water bottle
so I
can
the spritzer.
put myself down or clean the windshield,
Right.
or whatever I need. Hair tie here so I can keep my glasses handy. Of course, the GPS is a Garmin XT, which tells you where all the motorcycle shops are.
Really?
You can set it for fastest way to get there, or you can set it for the most curviest roads. Tells you where gas stations are, campgrounds. It does a lot of shit I ain't figured out yet. Leatherman tool in there. The essential toilet paper.
Oh, that's essential, man. You gotta have that.
Registration. There's a little tool thing with bits in it that I use quite a bit. An air gauge. Some plastic if I want to cover up my phone when it's raining. Keep a flashlight over here. Air chuck. Some places you go, there's no air chuck.
Yep.
Keep some gas additive right in, right there, so it's handy because that's when you're gonna need it when you're putting gas in.
Yeah. So you worked for J&P for how long?
14 years.
14 years?
Yeah, working on a semi-truck, which goes all at different events all over the country. At one point, I was crossing the country 6 times a year, going to different rallies, because there'd be one on the West Coast and then on the East Coast, and then down in Florida, and back on the West Coast.
And so what did you do prior to working for J&P?
Job before that was with Mid-USA Motorcycle Parts Distributor, which sold Harley parts, aftermarket parts. I did that for 13 and a half years. I was answered the tech line for a couple years, and then was catalog copywriter for the rest of that. So they had a 1,000-page catalog. I wrote or rewrote the entire catalog in that time. And answering the tech line, somebody had a question that probably needed to be in the catalog, so I'd put that in the catalog so they didn't have to call a salesman and say, hey, So,
one less guy jamming up the phone lines.
right. And I liked that job. I thought I'd retire from that job, and they sold the company and fired me because I was the highest hourly paid employee.
Oh.
It was like my immediate boss says, "You took that firing awful well." I said, "Heck yeah, I took it awful well. It is like I am set free now. I jumped on my bike and never looked back."
And so did you actually go to MMI at one point?
No, I was lucky enough to go to motorcycle tech school for junior and senior high, and I had a boss that worked at a Honda shop, one of the biggest ones in the Midwest, and I guess he seen some potential in me. I don't know, but got to go there for my half days in senior years and just kept sticking with it.
Wow.
I knew I'd never make any money doing that, but it was something I loved to do, and just been doing that the rest of my life up until I just retired. And of course, I'm still on motorcycles.
Yes, sir.
Because it feels good.
My part was due to show up at any time, and after calling around, my buddy Ted found someone with the truck who was willing to haul my bike into town. Just picking up my part from the Dollar General down there. FYI, they will accept FedEx packages. A couple days ago, me and Joe Sparrow talked to the guys at J&P. They say they got a lift I can use. I'm hiking it back over there and hopefully get the bike on the lift and see what's going on in there. Once the bike was on the lift, we pulled the radiator and valve cover and began shimmying out the old camchain tensioner. So here's the deal, Joe. If I can get you to just kind of be loosening that and just fucking with it. There we go, I got it. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Well,
this time it was the shoe. The spring is good, but the shoe failed right there. I just don't see why that would fucking fail right there, dude. You know what I'm saying? Unless when I was shoving it in there, I shoved it too hard and fucked it up.
I don't think you can do that. Let me look at it. Oh no, it just broke loose from its... Oh, look how fucking soft that is.
Yeah, dude.
It needs to go down further, right?
I think so.
Let me put this... Yeah, you can leave that loose. Just use that for a gauge, no?
That's it.
That's it.
So now, do you have a locking set of pliers or something I can use to pull that pin? Okay. There it is. Unlike the other one, which failed at the metal right here, those metal tabs, this one failed right on the shoe. Right there, as you can see that little piece hanging off. No idea why that would do that after, I mean, less than 3,000 miles of use, but anyway, got the new one in there and about ready to start up the bike. Before we'd gotten the bike back together, Joe had been nice enough to help me adjust the valves, which were mostly in spec aside from two slightly loose intake valves on the number 2 cylinder. The whole operation took only an hour and a half from start to finish. So we solved the mystery of what Sid does all day. We talk about Sid. He's kind of like Wilson from Home Improvement, where he kind of pops up at random times throughout the day. I'm just walking back here on the fucking gravel road and ran into him. You ride back here about every day, don't you?
Yeah, I usually go way back that way, but there's looks like maybe some
Campers.
some methers back that way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fun.
Well, I don't know what they're doing, but it doesn't look like it's something I want to be
Wholesome.
a part of.
Yeah. With the bike up and running, I headed to the Walmart parking lot in Spearfish to change my oil. That would hopefully flush out any residual crumbs of plastic that were still in my engine. All right, out here doing an oil change just in case. It looked like that cam chain tensioner broke off pretty clean, but I just wanted to be sure that there are no particulates of that rubber or anything else kind of lingering around in there. This guy on the BMW just pulled up and asked if he could borrow a couple of tools. He had the same idea. So I just met this guy out in the Walmart parking lot. He's got this GS 1150R. And where are you from?
Montreal.
So I'm loaning him some of my leftover oil pan and things like that he can use. Out here in the Black Hills National Forest, most of the people have already left. The bike, for the time being, seems to be running fine. Knock on wood. So I'm about ready to do a little bit of the Vagabond Gourmet. All right, so this is going to be kind of like a poor man's huevos rancheros a la italiana, sort of. So I got this house-made Italian sausage from the mom and pop grocery store up in Sturgis. I got a can of diced tomatoes, some salt, avocado oil, eggs of course, and some garlic powder. Heat this up, get a little bit of a low flame going. Add a little bit of my avocado oil. Now I'm going to add my Italian sausage. Go ahead and give that a stir. Oh, it smells awesome. All right, here you can see I got a pretty nice brown on that Italian sausage. So next, I'm going to go ahead and add this can of diced tomatoes. I went ahead and drained this can of tomatoes just so I don't get all that water and juice and stuff in my food. This is something called boulder salt, which is a lower sodium salt that I like. A little bit of garlic powder, or a lot of garlic powder. Yeah, there we go. A little bit of tapatio, which is one of my favorite of the sort of grocery store salsa picantes, just to give it a little kick. All right, so now I'm going to lower my flame and go ahead and start adding those eggs one at a time. All right, go ahead and gently stir these in. A little bit of egg and sausage, a little bit of tomato. That's perfect. Today's leaving day, so just kind of trying to get everything more or less dried out. Heading back east, ultimately for this Smoky Mountain Bike Week in Maryville, Tennessee. So leaving out of here, I'll probably take some back roads as opposed to the interstate, and then see where I end up after that. was leaving the Black Hills, there was only one thing on my mind, and that was putting down a whole lot of miles. The temperature was 65 degrees, and it was good to be back on the road. So as always, if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe. And as usual, I've included an optional donate link in the drop box for anybody that might like to contribute to this project. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the road.